This is a short little trailer for The Altars, which is the next game coming out from 11-Bit Studios. This is called Expedition Logs Episode 1. Not your typical survival game.
The Altars is a unique blend of survival, adventure, and storytelling gameplay. Finding the right balance was one of our top priorities while developing the game. We wanted the gameplay to push the story forward, but also make the narrative play a significant role in the final outcome.
Just 3D printed a
Long
sheet.
story short, I needed to multiply myself to survive.
The Altars starts as a typical survival game, yet you quickly realize there is more to it. You need to create the altars for their skills, which will be essential to survival. At the same time, this means bringing new characters to the story and making the gameplay more complex. The same goes for base building. What starts as a simple task of operating a functional base turns into a series of hard choices. You are tasked not only with tackling ongoing problems and pushing the mission forward. Your altar's individual needs will also need to be taken care of. Finding the right balance will be crucial for success. Want to know more? Check out the next episode of The Altars Expedition Logs.
I'm so excited for this game! I'm so excited for this game. It just looks cool on its own, and it's from one of my favorite studios. I'm so excited. Send the altars to the mines. It's a house in a wheel. It is. It is. That's your base. That's your like space station. You build and you choose like where to build the different like sections as you go for like, you know, efficiency. And once you place them, you probably can't like change it. I wonder if you can change it. Probably not, because like once it's built, right? And so like every game you're gonna build it differently for, you know, because you're gonna have different altars and different problems. It's like this, yeah, it's this giant wheel that wheels around the planet and your base is inside. It's so cool. It's so hamster. It is. Clever gameplay narrative or a way to save on actors, both. I know, what if there's very strong winds and the wheel falls on its side? There's space for the wind to go through. That's why it probably has some kind of like gravity that holds it up, some like gravity manager. Can you race with your neighbors? What neighbors? There's no neighbors. That is the story. Is he clones himself for survival. He's the the character's name is Jan, Jan, and he is the sole survivor of like his ship crashed on the planet and he's the sole survivor. But he can't run the ship. He has to build back up the ship in order to get off of the planet before the sun rises and the planet and it destroys everything and he dies. But he can't rebuild the ship and get off the planet with just himself. He needs more manpower, and they have cloning technology, so he's forced to clone himself. But he needs people with different skills. I don't know what he starts out as, but like, you know, if he's the botanist, well, he needs an engineer, and he needs, you know, a scientist, and he needs this, you know, but he only has himself to clone. So he clones himself, but it's like a different version of himself that like took different paths in life and studied different things. I don't know how that's explained, how it does that. So they're all him, but a different like life path version of him that has different skills, the skills that he needs and the manpower that he needs in order to run the ship and rebuild the ship enough to get off the planet. But like, then do they all go? Right? I think what if that's the moral dilemma at the end? What if like the ship's only big enough that they rebuild is only big enough for a certain number of them to go? If like it's only big enough for him to go, he was only thinking about himself, and he like, do you consider these altars people, or do you consider them just tools to get yourself, the original Jan, off the planet? Like I bet that's like, I wonder if that's going to be one of the ethical, problems you're gonna have to deal with. I'm so excited for this game. It is very much like Fallout Shelter. Yes. Yes. Can he make female clothes? My 3X is all me. Date the date the doctor self. It's a question, everyone. Can you date yourself? Is this made by the folks that did this War of Mine? Yes. Yes. There was actually a video that we watched directly comparing this game to this War of Mine, because there are a lot of similarities. Yes, it's by the same studio, 11-bit studios, that made this War of Mine and that made the Frostpunk games. Frostpunk 2 was their last game that came out. They publish games as well from other devs, but those four are developed by 11-bit studios. They had a series of games of tower defense games before this War of Mine. I've never tried them. I've always wanted to try them. I forget what they're called. I love tower defense, so I really need to go back and play those and give them a try. But yes, so like I said, it's by my favorite studio. So I know that's the thing. Like I know this game is gonna be good. I know I'm gonna love it, and I love the concept. So I'm so excited.